That's why I'm trying to make a better way. Whole new crib in a better place. Get my people out the hood, we'll see better days. Tell a fan sorry, y'all let them wait. Shit up there like a Saturday. Listen to me how I beat the speed up like a battle.
Yo, what up, guys? This is your boy Kofi with KO Sports Talk, back at with another episode of KO Sports Hangout. And in today's episode, man, we're going to be talking about more about what happened on the preseason game against the Tennessee Titans in that 23-17 dominant win. But in today's episode, I got my guest Chuck Full Damage Miller. So, Chuck, introduce yourself to the panel.
What's going on out there in KO Sports Talk land? I'm Chuck Full Damage 1 Miller, and I'm the biggest Bears fan that you gonna know. And I'm gonna let y'all know, y'all better hurry up and get pumped with us. Because what we saw Saturday, just a glimpse of things to come. Get your popcorn ready, in the words of T.O.
That's right. And also, man, also got a special guest, man, today, man. This guy, he does like a lot of breakdowns. In case if you guys don't know, he does a lot of in-depth breakdown with the Chicago Bears. If you haven't seen his video breaking down Javon Dexter's tape, man, go ahead and take a look. I got my man, the myth, the legend, Swifty Sports Talk.
Yo, what's good, fellas? It's good to be here again. What's up?
What's good, Swift?
Man, always good talking to you guys. Both big Bears fans. I love listening to you guys. Both know football. Chuck, he brings that energy, man. I'm a guy. I love that energy. Bring it, Chuck. What's up,
you
guys?
Gotta bring that juice every day, man.
Appreciate that. Yes, sir. Good.
You gotta bring that juice every day. You know, whether it be a football field, professional setting, you gotta bring that juice.
Yes,
but
sir.
Today's episode, we're gonna be recapping the preseason game. I kind of talked about it yesterday alone in one of my my lives that I did yesterday. But I kind of want to do a more in-depth take from this Chicago Bears win, man. So, the first start of the game, Tennessee Titans, they had the ball. It kind of looked like our defense was going to look like how it was from last year. You know, very slow, lethargic defense that wasn't able to get off the ball. Our defensive line was not able to, make those stops. It kind of looked like that initially. But after the Bears got the ball and we were able to score, it was all up from there. So I just wanted to kind of go over some stats. I'm pretty sure you guys already know. Specifically, let's talk about the defense. Terrell Lewis, 2 sacks. Travis Gibson, 5 tackles, 1 sack, 8 QB pressure. Zach Pickens, 1 sack. He had a couple QB hits. Noah Sewell and Micah Bakersfield each had a half a sack. Tariq Stevenson, he recorded 7 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. Roschon Johnson, he flashed for 12 carries for 4 yards. And, of course, Justin Fields, he was perfect, 3 for 3, 129 yards with a perfect QB rating. DJ Moore and Khalil Herbert each had an explosive 50-plus yard touchdowns. So I'm going to leave the panel to you guys. Chuck, what did you think from that game on Saturday, man?
What did I think from that game on Saturday? Let me see. 2 words. Totally awesome, y'all. I thought that game was a microcosm to the rest of the league of things to come from the Chicago Bears. That game was a statement. That game sent a message to the rest of the league. If we're going to play the Bears, we better be ready for this explosive, quick strike form of offense. All I saw in that game was the potential of where this offense can go. And it pretty much if we get all these weapons going and we get them going early, it's going to be an unguardable offense, bro. We could possibly, and I know I'm pretty sure naysayers are going to be ready to jump on me for this, but I'm going to put it out there and I'm going to say it. We could possibly be poor man's Kansas City Chiefs with the way we can run this. We have a receiving core that's 4.4 and under, bro. Our speed is ridiculous in the receiving core across the board. We got 2 perennial quality tight ends, of which one I'm giving a hot take, and he's going to be a Pro Bowler this year, i.e. Cole Kmet. I believe he's going to be a Pro Bowler this year. And coming out that backfield with Khalil Herbert, the speedy one, when you drop the ball in his hands to get his dude space, he's pretty much unstoppable. They haven't even seen the ground and pound attack that a Dante Foreman can bring. And they're getting a little taste of Roshan Johnson to go along with this right now. Plus, I thought the offensive line did an outstanding job. No pressures on Justin Fields. He didn't even he didn't break a sweat. There was no dirt on his cleats, no grass on his cleats, no dirt on his jersey. By the end of the game, Justin Fields was apologizing to the fans, so to speak, to the media, and telling them there will be throws down the field because things happen so quick. He didn't have to throw the ball down the field. So I thought the Bears did an outstanding job. This is just serving notice on the rest of the league. And what's scary, Swift, is they didn't even see the full complement of this offense. There was no Chase Claypool out there, bro. They didn't get a chance to throw to Darnell Mooney yet, bro. They even had a chance to get the rest of these guys involved. Cole Kmet caught a couple of catches, but I think that was from the backup quarterback or what have you. But they haven't seen this and what it can be. Not to mention the defense. Now, I expected a couple of hiccups from the defense because they're a new defense. They're just starting to play together. And so you're going to have some plays where they're going to be out of position. They're going to get fooled, But I love the comeback of that defense, man. They gave up the 30-yard pass play to start the game on the play action. And what does Kyler Gordon come and do? Oh, nothing but knock the snot out the receiver and make him fumble the ball. A play in which Eberflus should have challenged it right away when they said that it was down by contact, but that was definitely a fumble. And then he turned right around and a couple of plays later hit another dude and knocked the snot out of him, and the ball kept flying out. This is what you want to see from your defense. You want to see a defense that if they get burned, because these are professional players on the other side of the field, they will beat you sometimes. You want to see them have some get back. They got great comeback. I love our defensive front. I thought that Billingsley and all of these guys up front, Javon Dexter, and even what's his name?
Zach Pickens.
Zach Pickens. That's what I'm trying to speak to. These guys were very strong in the middle of that defense, and we even had a sighting on the offensive line that I thought was outstanding. Jatari Carter, that dude, he was awesome. That dude
nailed it, man.
He was the reason why all those lanes was opening up and those free breaks was opening up in the screen passes for DJ Moore and Khalil Herbert, bro. This is going to be an outstanding team. And I'm not going to speak too soon.
That was a good segue. Let me make a point now because you brought it. You mentioned him, Jatari Carter. I think that's the guy who stole the show on the day for me. As when I was going into the game, I was looking for one of our backup interior linemen to stand up because right now that's our weakness. Nate Davis has been out. A lot of fans are worried. A lot of fans are also worried about Tev's health. So who we have at that backup guard spot and the depth in the interior is really important. And Jatari not only started the game, but he stayed out there for the entire first half. 39 total snaps. Didn't give up a pressure, didn't allow a sack, didn't have a penalty, had a 93.9 PFF grade. Like, he balled out. That guy played great. I'm actually going to do a film breakdown on him later tonight. That guy stood out to me and was what I was looking for heading into that game, was someone on the interior to stand out. So I'm glad you mentioned his name because great job, Jatari, a draft pick last year in the 6th round by polls.
Yes, sir.
Another thing I also wanted to talk about, Darnell Wright. I mean, the rookie right tackle from Tennessee.
Pancake.
He had a really great game, man. I saw him pancake a couple people from the Tennessee defensive line, and the way he was holding up that offensive line in order for Justin Fields to make those types of throws, specifically the one to Khalil Herbert. How he was able to hold up. I mean, people don't also talk about him. So I thought he also did a good job. And I probably also might be doing a breakdown too. Stay tuned for that, guys. For Darnell, right? So I'm trying to learn how to do editing and all 22s. But, yeah, I'm going to try to do a breakdown on Darnell Wright too.
There's your
I'll
man.
help you, bro. Let me know what you need, man. I got you.
There's your man.
But yes, Swift. What were your thoughts from this game that happened last Saturday, man?
The thing that I was most impressed about also was the offensive line. Not just overall, they didn't give up a single pressure. The first or second team, the third team allowed 2 pressures, 2 sacks, I believe. But the first and second team played lights out. That's guys like Larry Borum, Alex Leatherwood, Aviante Collins, and even Doug Kramer looked pretty good out there.
Mhm.
So,
He
but the first team offensive line, that athleticism. You saw it on the screen plays. That's what Ryan Poles has looked for. We've talked about it for over a year now. He likes big, long-armed, athletic offensive linemen. And you see those guys moving, Tevin Jenkins and Braxton Jones and Darnell Wright, even Cody Whitehair getting out on those screen passes. And just when you got big offensive linemen like that out there on the screen pass, you need the back blocks to work too, to get the seals. You got to seal a lane for them. And we did that. Guys like Braxton Jones getting out there to the edge. You got to be athletic to get out there and block a safety or a cornerback. And Braxton was able to do that twice. Both times on the downfield passes, or both of the touchdowns, Jatari Carter was downfield. And that's the guy we're talking about. He filled in, getting his first career start in the preseason, and he balled out. So you got to love that. It's got to at least give fans some comfortability if Nate Davis or Tev Jenkins were to miss some time this year, that we have another guy back there that's very athletic and knows the system well. He learned it all last year. This guy, he looks like a player. But overall, the athleticism on that line, our starting offensive line right now, the upside is top 10 offensive line. Like, they're just athletic, they're strong, they're physical. It's going to take time to gel, but these guys are going to surprise people this year.
Swifty, the crazy thing about it is, when we didn't even get a chance to see Nate Davis yet, bro. Nate Davis isn't even out there yet. I was looking at how easy everything was coming to us. Do you know that Chicago Bears had 8 sacks in this game, bro? When was the last time we had a game where we had 8 sacks? That much quarterback pressure, bro. And we have not seen Yannick Ngakoue out here yet, bro.
Or Marcus Walker, yeah.
No Tremaine Evans, bro. We're not even getting these guys out here yet. This team,
no Brisker, who actually led our team in sacks.
Eddie Jackson, these guys, bro. We ain't got all the hitters out here yet, bro. What are they gonna do once we get this full complement of players on the field and they're going? And I'm gonna tell you something else with you that is highly underrated with Justin Fields that nobody talks about. Justin Fields is his in-game decision making, bro. Nobody talks about that, bro. They want to talk about how well he does or does not throw down the field. They want to talk about he's a running back, not a quarterback, but they do not look at the decision making that this guy makes. When he flush out the pocket, when he scrambles out, Justin Fields makes some very sound decisions, bro. He makes great plays outside that pocket.
He's always looking to throw the ball. He's never ever looking to scramble. He only does
Keeping his eyes down
as a last resort.
Exactly. And when you got a quarterback that's got great decision making, you have a true leader that can take your team somewhere, bro.
Well, not only that, you mentioned it too that people question, all of a sudden people are questioning they can't throw downfield because they always look for a narrative with Justin Fields. But the problem is that narrative is easily killed by anyone because he's been top 10 in the NFL, both his rookie with Matt Nagy, his rookie season, and his sophomore season, his first year with Luke Getsy and Matt Eberflus. He was top 10 at passing over 20 yards and over 30 yards. So that's never been the question. His ability to throw downfield hasn't been the question. Right. His ability to hit the layups and take what the defense gives him is what people have questioned. And he answered those questions. So that's why people flip the script and want to go back to deep pass. But in reality, it's a false narrative. You just back him into a corner, and like Don Burr, who's in the chat, they just say nonsense. Like when you kill them with stats and facts, they just say the same nonsense. They got like 2 nonsense replies they say, and they'll just flip them back and forth, and that's all they got. So now that Justin Fields is hitting the layups, now they want to question his deep ball when Sorry, guys, he's top 10 in the NFL. And then when they want to say, well, all those yards he got were yards after the catch in that preseason. Guess who's
Negative
led the
7
league?
yards.
Guess who's led the league the last 3 years in yards after catch from their playmakers? Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
That's
right.
what playmakers do. They make you better.
Absolutely.
Like it's like arguing with 12-year-olds sometimes when you get into those narratives, man.
Swifty, Coach, I honestly would love for once. I would love for once just to hear Don Berg give an honest assessment, bro. Instead of always sitting these.
I've tried to get it from him, man.
Ridiculous. Jokes.
Honestly, I would bring Don Burr in
say
here.
something for real, bro.
I would actually leave. I would leave like an invite to Don Burr if he wants to come in.
Don, you heard that, bro? We looking for
Detroit
you,
versus
Don.
everybody.
Yeah. So Don Burr, I'm gonna leave this invite. If you want to come in, you could come in. But other than that, I wanted to talk. Well, a few of my takeaways I wanted to talk about. I mean, of course, the offensive line did his job. Like just overall, the way the offensive line was working as a unit, the way they were coached up, like getting to the second level, getting to that third level of, in case, that the player, like whenever they got the ball to the player's hands, I mean, you obviously saw how the offensive line was working as a unit. And that's something we haven't seen from the Chicago Bears in a long time. I mean, I can go back to maybe the 2013 season or something like that, or maybe even not even the 2018 season, because it was pretty much most of the defense that did most of the work. But Cody Whitehair, he's going back to that 2018 form, the way he's been playing. He's been blocking well. Jatari Carter, he's been lights out. Braxton Jones, even though he did struggle a little bit in certain plays, you could definitely see that he's definitely improving. And I hope to see that more from Braxton Jones as the season goes on. But the biggest thing from this game I took away is definitely the depth. Like the defensive depth. I mean, Zach Pickens, Javon Dexter, like you said, even though you didn't see him, he didn't like see his stats in the game. I mean, if you look at the tape, you saw how much pressure he was given, how much of a havoc Javon Dexter was being, opening up lanes. Even at one point, he had 3 guys that was like holding on to him, and that
they let go of Travis. Yeah, they said, you know what, let Travis go. We got to stop this dude.
Yeah, and that opened up a lane for Zach Pickens to get that sack. And then Travis Gibson too, man. Like, he has something to prove.
Him and Terrell Lewis, man, those guys were on fire out there. It's good to see it.
Oh yeah,
those guys like Terrell Lewis, he had 2 sacks. Terrell Lewis, this guy was a stud in Alabama. People forgot how much of a stud Terrell Lewis was in Alabama, especially when it came to the pass rush. And ever since he was with the Los Angeles Rams, Sean McVay and the coaching staff, they're pretty much putting him in coverage. Like, this guy is not a coverage rusher. He's a pass rusher. He's made to be a pass rusher.
Yeah, he's a traditional pass rusher. That's what he
exactly is. A traditional pass rusher. And to see him make those types of plays in the game, him to contribute to those 8 sacks, the number of QB pressure, the number of QB hits we had between Malik Willis and
Will Levis.
Will Levis. I mean, it was amazing, man, compared to what we had last year with our defensive line. Our defensive line barely even had 10 sacks, and we were able to get 8 sacks. So just imagine when we get Yannick Ngakoue, when we get DeMarcus Walker, when we get our full line. To me, I think our ceiling is the Philadelphia Eagles ceiling, man. Like, to be honest, I'm being honest, because last year they had great depth all around. Like, they were a dominant ass defense. And I think if we put all those things together, I mean, you could look at us as the 2023 version of the Philadelphia Eagles. If we're able to put all of these things together with our running game, with Justin Fields, the way he's been playing downfield, the way we were able to get DJ Moore, Chase Claypool. Now that you can run a 2 tight end set with us signing Robert Tonyan. I mean, the sky is the limit, man. And I think even what Aldo Gandia said, I think our ceiling is 14-3. And man, who knows what where we can go from there? I mean,
I think our. Oh, go ahead, Chuck.
No, I'm just gonna jump in. I'm just gonna jump in here and just put a big word in play here for you, Cole. I'm gonna say potentially. I don't want to.
Yeah,
put
that's the
cart
ceiling.
before
That's
the
the
horse.
ceiling. The ceiling.
I think our offense has that potential. I think
Absolutely.
right now our defense, it's going to take some time until they can stop the run anywhere near the level that the Eagles did last year. The Eagles' defensive line just had a lot more established talent and depth. Like last year, they had their first round pick was a defensive tackle who they didn't even start because they had Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave on the inside.
Yes,
So,
sir.
and then they traded for Robert Quinn, who was our best pass rusher, and they didn't even play him. He was their fourth or fifth pass rusher. So our offense with Justin Fields, I think, it can very well parallel what the Eagles did last year with Jalen Hurts. Our defense isn't on that level yet, though. But I think they have that potential. Our defense is going to look a lot better than it did last year. I do
Absolutely.
think we're still going to struggle early on stopping the run unless Billings makes a huge difference, which is what I'm hoping for. But that's what we got to see. We got to see Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards. And if they can shed blocks and stop the run, this defense can be a top 15 unit for sure.
Yeah, as much as Saturday's game for a lot of people, Saturday's preseason game was an aberration because we were playing the woeful Tennessee Titans, who all of a sudden became woeful because we beat them. I mean, I don't know, but yeah, we were playing them. As much as they can look at our offense as being an aberration going up against them. What you saw from our defense getting run on by the Spears kid from over there at Tennessee, who was lightning. That dude's lightning at a bottle. That's an aberration too, because you didn't see the full complement of the Bears defense. You didn't see Yannick Ngakoue out there. You didn't see Tremaine Edmonds. You didn't see Jaquan Brisker. You didn't see Eddie Jackson. That piece is missing.
Eddie was out there, but he got stiff arms, so we're not counting him.
Right. Exactly. So
he was only out there one drive. So
who was that?
Eddie Jackson.
Oh, Eddie Jackson was out there?
Yeah.
Okay.
He got stiff armed on that one run to the side. You see him get stiff armed.
Okay.
It's like, oh, Eddie, yeah, go sit down, Eddie. Get ready for the regular season.
Yeah, we don't want you to get hurt, man.
Yeah, but my point is people better not be quick to think that this Bears defense is just going to be a cakewalk and you can run all over them and you're going to pass the ball down the field. And the only person you got to look for is Kyler Gordon because he's laying big hits. No, this is going to be a great defense. Tyreek Stevenson is going to be a shutdown cornerback.
I think it's the physicality too, though, man. I mean, you saw it with Gordon. I mean, Gordon wasn't even one of the guys who's known as a big hitter. I mean, Brisker is, Stevenson is, Eddie Jackson can lay the boom, Jalen Johnson can lay the boom, Gordon out there laying the boom too. To go with TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds.
Did you see that hit, man? Like,
he had two of them, but that first one, right there, statement.
That dude, man, that was a decleater, bro.
That's a statement hit, bro. That's Hit's philosophy because the guy didn't even see it coming because he's like, oh, he's so far behind me, and Kyler's like, no, I'm not. Like, boom. Right.
That almost looked like that hit Kyler Fuller made, against the Buccaneers.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
2020 season against the Bucs. Yeah. I mean,
so
y'all remember that hit? It was crazy. So that was a statement.
So then my $1 million question is, and this is kind of where the show is going here. Where do you project the Bears this season? I mean, how do you see the season starting off? Do you think we're going to come out here?
I think health is key. I think week 1, Packers, we got to punch them in the mouth. I think it's a statement game. They don't have Aaron Rodgers anymore. They've owned us for a long time. And now that Aaron Rodgers is gone, we're in the second year of the system. Justin Fields is the clear better quarterback heading into this game. I think we should come out and smack them in the mouth. No matter what the score is, I want to see a tough, physical game, and we got to get the W. It doesn't have to be perfect. We don't have to beat them by 2 touchdowns. You can win by a field goal. It doesn't matter. We got to come out and get that W, and you want to see the same type of play calling or the same type of energy and hustle and physicality that you saw from the defense. And the same thing with this offensive line, getting out there and blocking at the second level. If we do that, we're going to beat the Packers. And that's how we got to come out rolling. The Bucks coming up second. Obviously, the Chiefs week 3. That's just a game you want to have fun. You want to see some fireworks. I want that game to be a game where, hey, I don't even care if the Chiefs come out and score on the first drive. As long as we come back and answer back, let's have some fireworks that game. And score 40
yeah, you want it to
points,
be competitive. Yeah, you want us to compete with them, man. You know, because we know they are the creme de la creme in the NFL. But
and I think that's a game where you're going to see where we're at. Exactly. Week 3, we're going to see where we're at. No matter what happens those first 2 games, week 3 is the big test. That's where we're going to see where we're at. That's a game that everyone on the team is going to get up for. You don't play Patrick Mahomes and the Super Bowl champions without getting hyped up for that. If that doesn't get your blood flowing, you don't belong in the NFL. Yeah.
They are the pinnacle in this league right now. Yeah.
They're Super Bowl champs.
I think the key to the season overall, though, is going to be health and then development of our rookies, our second-year players, and then the offensive and defensive line. If Justin Fields stays healthy, though, which I always knock on wood, that's the number one thing, I don't see how this team doesn't end up at least with one of the last wild card spots. If he's healthy all year and the rest of the team isn't, like, devastated by injuries, like, obviously, guys are going to get hurt. Like, it's the NFL. But if we can stay relatively healthy and Fields is out there, this team is a playoff team. And I don't think we're going to be like – we're not the – I'm going to calm it down for a little bit from what you said. We're not the Eagles of last year. Right. But we are a team that has that potential on offense and can just beat teams badly. And we can run down their throat. And that's – if our defense can get even close to the level of the Eagles did last year, we're a threat, and we're a team that nobody wants to face in the playoffs. That's what I'll tell you, because we are dangerous at that point.
Cope, I heard you allude to this point earlier, bro. You were speaking about the depth that you were looking at in terms of the Bears team
defense
and the Bears defense. And I think that has always been a hallmark of the Chicago Bears, in particular with the defense, bro. We have always been what I call a plug-and-play defense, you know, where we are always ready with the next man up just in case an injury happens. Because we know with the way we play, we're very physical on defense. We hit hard. You know, we're going to give out a lot of nicks, and we're going to take some. We're going to dish out a lot, and we're going to take some. That being said, you got to be able to keep everything rolling. I noticed last year when Eddie Jackson went down with his injury, Bears secondary was shredded from that point on. You know, not that we was, shutting the world down before the end, but we were more competitive. It wasn't just pitch and catch out there with Eddie Jackson out there. When he went down with the injury in the Jets game, it was pitch and catch from that point on. You know, and so the depth is vitally important to this team's success. It's just good enough to have outstanding starters. You gotta have the depth so that when these guys wear down, when these guys get nicked up, when these guys aren't able to go, you can keep the ball rolling, bro. That's key to me too, bro. That is key to me. Gotta have that depth. I think we go as far as our depth though. I believe that.
I agree. I definitely agree. Because like what Swift you said, like what you said is that as long as this team like relatively stays healthy, that's the most important part, because like certain players are definitely going to get injured. That's a part of the game. Injuries is a part of the game, but you want to make sure that the guys buy into the philosophy, buy into the culture, because a lot of teams don't understand how important culture is and how important it is for players to buy in, because once you got 53 other guys that are collectively buying into the same system or to the same philosophy, you're going to give guys who are going to give 100% each and every day. Absolutely. And that starts from the top, from the owner to the front office to the head coaching, all the way down to the players.
Right.
I think that's something that's kind of underrated that we saw on Saturday. It took a while for Coach Eberflus to install this in the mindset, but these guys hustle. And you saw it with that Kyler Gordon hit, the Tyreek Stevenson hit, the offensive lineman blocking down the field. These guys are coming to play, and they're blocking to the whistle, they're running to the ball, and they bought into the culture. And the guys who didn't buy into the culture, they're not here anymore. These are the few guys that are still here from Ryan Pace's era, are guys like Jalen Johnson, Eddie Jackson, Cole Kmet, Darnell Mooney, Justin Fields, Tevin Jenkins. And it's a very select few of guys, but these guys have bought in, and they're out there becoming leaders. And you love to see it because you add that with all the young talent and youth, and then a guy like DJ Moore, who we finally got to see it. Electricity. All you got to do is put the ball in his hands and he can score. You don't even have to throw it 30 yards downfield. He can score from almost anywhere. And he's the same way when he's running routes. Just like guys can't tackle him in the open field, they can't stay with him when he's running routes either. He's extremely smooth, slippery, and has deceptive, just incredible speed, like from 0 to 60 like that. I think Bears fans are going to instantly love DJ Moore. We just got just a tiny taste of it, and they're already in love, so I can't wait.
Absolutely. And that one catch for that 162-yard break and that one touchdown made the trade of the number 1 pick to Carolina all worth it right there.
Like, you don't even, and that's without even thinking, oh, we got Darnell Wright from that too. Oh, we got Tyreek Stevenson from that too. We got Javon Dexter, not Tyreek. And then and we got a first-round pick next year and a second-round pick the year after that. Okay. Dang. DJ Moore's enough. That's all we needed. Yep. All we needed.
No. Let me ask you this, bro.
Yes, sir.
I've been arguing, debating, if you will, with a couple of Packers fans.
Oh no, that's never a good time.
Sports talk, Theo the guy. Just want to throw that out there.
His nephew.
He's a big time Packers fan, and I've been debating with him about the speed of the Bears receiving core. It's my belief that the Bears receiving core, top to bottom, we could have one of these fastest receiving cores in the NFL.
Oh yeah. 100%.
He debates with me. He said everybody's got 4-3 guys. Everybody's 4-3 here. Everybody's 4-3 there, and that's great. I don't dispute.
It's not true though. It's not true.
But I mean, it's a lot of 4-3 guys in the league. But
there's a lot of 4-5 guys on most teams, and then there's a couple 4-3 guys. Like the only team that I would say is close that's gonna compare is the Miami Dolphins. And if you go if you don't include the running backs and you just go from wide receiver 1 to wide receiver 6, our 6 guys in a relay race are going to beat their 6 guys. So you can argue that yes, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle,
at least 4-4.
Yeah,
are wide receivers. Right?
Now, if you're saying the top 2 fastest, like just the top 2 guys, Dolphins guy, like Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, we're not going to have 2 guys beat them in a race.
Absolutely.
But if you're talking about the entire group of receivers, it's tough to argue. We got speedsters everywhere. Right.
And that's what I was explaining to him, man. I was trying to get him to understand. I'm not saying we have the fastest
Jones
guys
run before
in the league. What we got, though,
Tyler Scott, too.
We got an unbelievably fast core. And to the point that I was making earlier, we are going to be a quick strike offense all year. So it's great if you guys can bring an offense out here and you can score against the Chicago Bears. That's great. If you can figure out our defense, you can burn it. Our defense is still a work in progress. What are you going to do when we hit you back quick? Can you keep this up? Because right now we are built to do this.
And that's not even counting how fast Justin Fields is, though. Like, if you want to throw him in the mix, he's going to run laps around Tua. So he's the fastest quarterback in the league. The only guy that's close is Lamar. So
right, exactly. So from a speed perspective, I think the Bears have absolutely one of, if not the top receiving core speed wise in the NFL. You're going to tell me that we got guys, our slowest guy is running a 4.4, and you're going to tell me that there are teams that's got a plethora of guys this elite speed wise, this quick? No, that's not.
Hey, I just have a proposition I have to make. You know how Monsters of the Midway is always synonymous with our defense. What
Mhm.
if we had a name that was synonymous with our offense?
We got to start playing better first. But yeah, it's coming.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
I
oh yeah.
It's coming. You got to think of something good this year, man. That's on you,
gotta
coach.
think of a name. I don't know
That's on you,
what it
bro.
is, but I gotta think of a name.
So, Cole, what is your perspective for like week one, bro? What are you expecting, Bears and Packers, bro? Because I think mentally we are already moving past preseason, bro. I honestly believe that. I think we've gotten a little taste, and that little taste has just been enough. I
It is.
think
It is.
we're ready
I
for
think.
the
I
season.
think we might even hold the starters out week 3 of the preseason, which we didn't do last year. They played the most in week 3. I think this year he may set those guys week 3 because it's
Yeah,
time
sit
to
him
get
down.
ready for Green Bay. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we
Right.
got this big practice. It's starting. They're going to Indy tomorrow. They're in
Hmm.
practice. They're going to practice there Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with the Colts against them. So that's
And we
going to be
play them.
physical.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't do that last year. It didn't work out. We didn't get to scrimmage with another team. That prepares you more for the regular season. When you practice against them 3 straight days and
Hmm.
then play them on Saturday, I think Fields might play the whole first quarter this coming
Hmm.
week, and you're
Right.
going to see a little bit more of the starters, and then they're going to rest the third week. They're going to be getting ready for Green Bay.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's just not the same practicing against your own teammates because you know you're not getting hit when you play against those guys. Yeah, you get physical, you're scrummaging, everybody
You
putting
also
their
want to
hands
see.
on
I think the biggest is you want to see your cornerbacks line
you.
up
Mhm.
against different receivers because like
Absolutely,
Tyreek has been lining up against Mooney, Claypool, or DJ Moore all camp. Now he's going to get to see Michael Pittman, Josh
absolutely.
Downs,
Hmm.
Alec Pierce. They got different skill sets of receivers, and same with our defensive line. It's something that I think if we would have practiced against another team,
Hmm.
maybe Braxton Jones would have had a better season last year because he admitted all he practiced against all year last year in training camp was Dominique Robinson, who said, "Guess what? I didn't bull rush Braxton all camp. It wasn't
Right,
what he was working. He was working on his finesse moves. He
right.
was working on his stuff. When you go against another team, though, those kind of weaknesses get exposed. If someone's
Absolutely.
not doing something right, we're gonna see it this week, and that's where if we would have had that last year, we
You
probably wouldn't
wouldn't have
ended
gave
up
up
with the
those many
first
pressures
pick.
with
So
Travis, right?
hey, let's be happy
Yeah,
about it.
Right, right,
yeah.
right.
But
That's
it's
true.
gonna get us ready for Green Bay this year. That's the bottom line. It's gonna help us get ready. I think it's gonna be physical, fun practices. I can't wait to see it.
The
Yeah,
biggest plus
'cause
I think we're doing that, bro, is other teams players. They're not holding back. They're trying to make a squad too. You know what I mean? They're trying to get a position too. So they're coming out there and they're fighting. And if they're fighting, they're going to do whatever it takes for them to make that squad. And that means bull rush and run Braxton Jones over. They're gonna do what they got to do, bro. But it'll get him mentally prepared for it and physically equipped to handle it when it comes his way. I thought he had a great game though Saturday, bro. I really did.
Braxton?
Yeah, I
Oh
thought
yeah,
Braxton played.
Braxton played very well. Yeah, Braxton had a great game, man. I
yeah,
couldn't be
and like
happier for him. You can already tell his bull rush, like his
Mhm.
anchor has gotten stronger in the off season. He's a guy. I think you hear it when he interviews. Like he's really smart. He's really aware of his
Right.
strengths and weaknesses, and that's where I think some people. I actually had someone say this to me today. One of my buddies, Emiliano, my mijo, he
Mhm.
messages me and he's like, "But can Braxton be elite?" Because he was asking I thought we'd take a left tackle with one of our first round picks next year, and I'm like, Braxton has every single tool to be an elite offensive tackle. Some people in their mind just think he doesn't because he went to a small school and fell to the 5th round. But where you got drafted doesn't matter. What that did is it hurt him his rookie season because he wasn't ready to play. When you play at Utah or Southern Utah and then jump and are facing Joey Bosa, when you were playing guys
A
in
huge
college
leap, bro.
who are going to work at Walmart, like it's a big jump. But
Javon Hargrave, those types of dudes. Yeah,
in the NFL, if you look at it, it doesn't once you're in the NFL, it doesn't matter where you're drafted. And he showcased it last year. His arm length, elite. His athleticism, elite. His run blocking as a rookie was elite. He was a top 10 run blocker as a 5th round pick. All he had to do was get better at pass blocking and his anchor get stronger. and stop that bull rush. And so far, he has looked awesome at it. He's done it in practice. He pancaked Unique Ngakoue. And then in the game this week, someone tried to go inside on him. Pancakes. Pancakes, baby. Pancakes. But you love to see it as Braxton.
Butter and syrup, man. Maple syrup.
You love to see it, man. I think Braxton's a guy who the sky's the limit for him. I love Braxton.
Hey,
I wish him nothing but the best.
Chat, guys. Spam pancakes.
Pancakes. That's right, baby. Pancakes.
That's right. Pancakes. Man. Pancakes in the chat. Pancakes in the chat. Oh,
I personally think that the Bears are going to. The Bears are going to make. I think every game, pretty much for this season, it's going to be a statement game for the Bears. If not statement game for the entire team, there are going to be some personal statement games for Justin Fields. I really believe that, bro. Because Justin's been taking a lot of heat from the media.
He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's got a chip on his shoulder.
-7 air yards. -7. I'm like, come on. Like, really?
Yeah, I mean, are we just going to keep digging for excuses to put this guy down when you're watching a superstar in the making? This is what we're seeing right here. This dude, you're talking about a dude who was on a 3-14 team last year that got 1 vote for MVP
and finished in the top 100, NFL's top 100, voted by players. He's well respected by players, by coaches. The people who don't respect him, national media clowns.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, Trevor ahead of Trevor. Yep. And, hey, you saw this is the funniest thing. Trevor Lawrence threw an awful interception in the Cowboys preseason game. You don't see anybody talking about it. They're talking more. They're hating more on Justin Fields' touchdown passes, both of them, than they are Trevor Lawrence's interception. Those are the kind of narratives you got to deal with in the national media.
They just hate the Chicago Bears. That's all. If Justin Fields was playing for the Saints or Fields playing for the San Francisco 49ers, he wouldn't get this type of hate.
Man, they'd be calling him MVP.
Jaguars, they would be giving him love.
The Packers, the darlings of the NFL, the Green Bay Packers.
Swifty, I'll tell you the thing.
Darlings.
The thing that's most alarming to me is that most of the chatter that I'm hearing about, when it comes to putting other teams down and criticisms of what we have and what we don't have, it's coming from Packers fans, bro. But nobody's talking about the boring game that Jordan Love is producing over there. I like Jordan Love. Don't get me wrong. Skill set wise, I think he's going to be a solid quarterback. He's going to be good, but I think he's very basic right now, bro.
He reminds me of a wild, inaccurate Jared Goff.
Oh, Jared Goff.
Yeah, that's what he is to me, right? Maybe a little bit of Mitch in him. Like there's some potential there. I think Jordan Love could be a decent player. I'm actually hoping I got to clarify this for Bear. I hope he's not extremely awful this year. I want him to be bad, but you don't want the Packers to end up with a top 3 pick. We don't want him to be that bad. We don't want him to get a top 3 pick next year. So maybe you want him to win 5 games and be stuck right in like Detroit Lionville of misery. Pretty much the basement of the NFL, but not bad enough to get a top pick. That's what you want.
His game.
He can get a top 10 pick, but not no top 5 pick. No. Hell.
His skill set to me, Swifty Cope, is akin to like I would call him a better passing Teddy Bridgewater. That's the kind of player that I see him as. Nothing over the top glamorous, a wow factor, man. If he got something, I haven't seen it yet. You know what I mean? But he's solid. I think he's a smart kid. I think he's going to play the position right. But I don't know if that's enough to get the Packers for the last 30 years have had 2 outstanding quarterbacks over there, bro.
Dude, you got these Packer fans who are 30, 35 years old who have never seen one bad game of quarterback play their whole life, and they're spoiled, and the way they talk about the Bears quarterbacks has been awful for so long. And I think it's one thing that's just underrated. And these Packer fans are just miserable. The same ones that are hating on Justin Fields completing 2 screen passes for touchdowns don't show it was featured on the QB School this week. It's a huge channel on
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah, I watched it. Yeah.
Jordan Love not being able to complete a screen pass. He had a guy wide open where if he could just get the ball by one defender, it's his 50, 60-yard touchdown.
Right.
And he can't do it. He can't complete a little screen pass. So you can't hate on Justin Fields for completing screen passes and then ignore that your quarterback can't complete screen passes. That's all going to come to a head in week 1, and I can't be more excited. Bears, Packers, it's time we make a statement and show that we're not the same old Bears, and it's a new team.
Yeah, this is our house, and we're taking ownership of it back. You hear that, Packers fans? Ownership is coming back to Chicago, of the Chicago Bears. This is our house. We built this house.
And you know what was so crazy to me? Like when I watched that game in 2021, when Aaron Rodgers came to our field and he scored that touchdown, he went to our crowd and said, "I own you! I own you! I still own you!" I'm like, I don't know, but that put a fire underneath me. I'm like, how can you let somebody from an opposing team, not that your
ultimate rival that you
come to your stadium and say, "I own you"? If that doesn't scream disrespect, if that doesn't scream how fired up the Chicago Bears team is, and in this game, especially at Soldier Field, at 3:25 p.m. with America's game, this has got to be a statement game for the Chicago Bears, because this is going to show us what type of team we're going to be this season.
Kobe, I'll tell you what, I would love to see the Bears brass do. Right when the players take the field, I would love for the Bears brass to take that clip you're talking about and put it on the Jumbotron and play that right before the game
every single day, like right before game time.
Let the Bears fans hear the words of one said Aaron Rodgers to us and how he feels about us. And wearing that uniform, he not there no more, but they gonna feel like
they gonna remember it. Yeah,
come at him.
Don't worry about the player. Look at the jersey. That's a great idea, man. That would get me fired up, man. I mean,
that should get the players fired up. Not only the fans, but the players fired up.
100%. 100%.
Oh, he said that?
Jair Alexander's ear would not get a rest all day on that bench.
Claypool's been chirpy all year. He's gonna be saying some stuff to Jair. I can't wait, because Jair's a guy who's not gonna back down. They'll be chirping. I can't wait.
He's a very arrogant type of dude. I'm not mad at him for that, but I just don't like arrogant guys, man. Yeah, get out of my face. You're not that. You're not
that. They should. Yeah, I agree.
And you know what?
They should play that. They should play that. They should play it right a week up to game time. A week right up to game time.
Repack game, I've been telling Packers fans, they rave about their secondary, and they do have one of the elite secondaries in the league. You're not throwing touchdowns all day on that team. But one thing I informed them of is that your guys are great at ball hawking, but this is not a lockdown secondary. They can get lit up. I watched Justin Fields do that to Jair Alexander not once but twice last year in the game when the Green Bay Packers played us. He hit a bomb to Equanimeous St. Brown on one, and then N'Keal Harry on the other. And there was absolutely nothing the mighty mouse that is Jair Alexander could do about it, bro. He's undersized.
I love him.
If Justin Fields goes down that field to Chase
Claypool's even bigger. Woo.
Right.
Yeah, he's bigger,
or DJ Moore, good luck stopping those guys, man. Good luck. I think our advantages in week 1 is if we definitely are going to stretch them with the speed of this offense with the passing game. But I think ground and pound is our highlight. I think that's where it's at for us. We want to dominate. That's what we're going to dominate, bro. We're going to dominate on the ground and pound, bro.
And I also want to talk about Roschon Johnson too. That kid from Texas. I mean, the way he's playing also in that game. There was this one highlight where they threw this halfback toss to him, and when you thought that he was just going to go down, he broke like a number of tackles for that first down. And so I mean, I think
Carter had a huge block on that one, but yeah, Roschon, his His pass blocking is going to get him on the field early. That's what he does, is going to get him out there. He took reps with the first team at practice today, and Eberflus said it's an open competition. But what he also showcased was his ability to break tackles. You saw it on that run you're talking about. He was out there breaking tackles, running hard, and he knows how to run in this scheme. He's not always looking to break everything to the outside. He's running into the design blocks that the system is set up for. So Roshan's going to be a guy who has a lot of success here.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be that nitty gritty ground and pound type of back, like the same way David Montgomery was,
but with more speed.
Yep.
Yeah. Plus, when I was watching Roshan run, you know, I didn't catch all of his run plays, but when I looked at highlights, I was watching him run. I was really impressed with his ability to break tackles, bro. You know, that's something that we haven't had consistently in this offense. I'm not going to say consistently, because David Montgomery, he was pretty good at breaking tackles. He was pretty good.
He just didn't do anything after he broke the tackle.
Right. And I saw Roshan get hit at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage, in his legs. Motor kept running, legs kept churning. And bam, before you knew it, he's 24 yards up the field, bro. It's been a while.
He's a big guy, too. He's big, too.
Yeah. It's been a while since we've seen that kind of running. We haven't even gotten a chance to see Dante Foreman get this yet. We haven't seen this. Do you understand?
He's underrated, man. He's underrated. He runs hard. This running back room's going to be a fight. All three of those guys can pick up yards.
Everybody out there tuning in, do you guys understand how deep this team is going to go? When you see us quick strike and put up 14 points like that, I mean, lightning fast, and we didn't even have all the weapons available to Justin Fields. But this is going to be an embarrassment of riches when the Bears are done. We're going to have so many ways to hit a defense. There's not going to be a defense that's going to – I don't potentially see a defense that's going to know how to lock all this down, bro. It's a lot to handle, bro.
It's true, man. And, I mean, you can't spy Justin Fields. You can't really bring – I mean, after we ran for 3,000 yards last year and then improved the offensive line and the running back room, you kind of have to bring a safety down in the box. But can you really do that with DJ Moore, Chase Claypool, Darnell Mooney, and Cole Kmet out there? I don't know. It's going to be tough for defenses to find a way to stop us. I'm super excited, man. I'm thankful for you guys having me on the show today. I got to run soon. Do we have any? You guys have any other questions for me or anything else?
Yeah, I have one more question that I wanted to segue into. So, what do you expect? How many points do you think this Bears team can average now that Justin Fields has DJ Moore? He has Robert Tonyan with all the weapons.
The points.
I mean, I think it's not hard to imagine them averaging 30 points a game. They did it last year for a stretch with the worst offensive line and without Chase Claypool or DJ Moore out there and Justin Fields not being comfortable in this offense yet. They still ripped off 30 points a game for a stretch and looked really good out there. And this offense looks like they want to do that consistently, and I think that's what we could be able to do. Plus, that's without adding the entire other dimension that a guy like DJ Moore adds to your offense. So, upside is there.
Yeah. Last question I got for you, Swifty. This week in the Indianapolis game, what are you looking for? What are you expecting the Bears to do?
I want to see some great battles in the trenches. I want to see our offense, our first team offense, stay out there. I think they'll stay out there for a couple drives again, maybe the whole first quarter. I want to see maybe some longer sustained drives instead of just, one big play and scoring. Go out there and pick up a couple short first downs and finish it off in the end zone. A good, 9, 10, 11 play drive, something like that, where you're picking up multiple first downs, not just one big chunk touchdown. And that's just nitpicking. I mean, if we get one big chunk play touchdown, you take it and enjoy it all day. But what I would like to see is a longer, more sustained drive just to build up some consistency, get some more snaps together. Maybe Nate Davis to play. He returned to practice partially today, so maybe like to see that. Or even
Marcus Walker, I'd like to see him out there too.
Some of those guys, the veterans like DeMarcus Walker, Ngakoue, even Claypool, I don't really need to see them in the preseason, to be honest. Okay. They know the system. They know how to take care of their body. As long as they're ready to go against the Packers, I don't care. But if the coaches want to see him out there, then I'm all for it. Because I'd love to see him, just like you. I'd love to see him as a fan. I want to see what they look like out there. But if they don't play in the preseason, I'm not worried about those guys. Those guys are veterans who've been in the NFL a while. They've played in a system. All they got to do out there on Sunday against Green Bay is do their job. So that's what's important to me.
Okay.
I agree. But anyway, man, Swift, thanks for coming in, man, and dropping by, man. Like you're always welcome to come. And I'll definitely hit you up, man, to see how to do breakdowns, man. I think you're really
I love your all 22s.
Heck yeah, man. I can teach you guys how to do it. Anybody who's ever asked questions, I'll help you out. Just someday when you got like an hour or two so I can teach you everything you got, just hit me up and I'll show you how to do everything, what you need to download. Once you get it going, it's not that hard.
Swifty, you give me overhyped. You give me overhyped looking at them.
And if you guys are not subscribed to,
oh my God,
if you guys are not subscribed to Swifty Sports Talk, please subscribe to him. He has all the latest and greatest breakdowns and Bears updates, better than some of these Bears media. And he doesn't follow all of these, these types of narratives that the media spews out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Swift, man. Thanks for coming, man.
I appreciate you guys. I'll come back. I'll have to be back again. So excited for the season, man. Chuck, I know you're hyped, man. Kofi, you hyped too, bro. I'm ready.
We could probably do something, probably a season like a week before the season starts, regular season or something.
Heck yeah! At some point this year, I'll have a live show once a week at least. I got a lot of stuff going on right now. I'll let you guys know when I do it. I'll have you on as a guest or something. Either one of you, welcome.
Swifty, I don't know if we drug you into this, but it's the last thing I'm gonna say. Let you get out of here. But we do this the breakdown of the schedule for the year. What games we think the Bears will win, which ones we think they'll lose. Maybe when you on one of these ads, bro, we can get your take.
All right, yeah. You got when you guys do that, like right before the season starts, or
what? Actually, we don't really have like a particular time we do it. We've already done it. We done it. What was that last week? I think it was. We did that last time we was on. If I'm not mistaken. But yeah, we can revisit it, bro.
Hey, anytime, bro. Anytime. Just hit me up, man.
Okay, bro. Good to have you.
Good seeing you guys, man. Hey, hit that like button, guys, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. These guys rock, man. I'll see you guys next time. Bear down.
All right, bear down, man. Bear down. Yeah, man. Swifty Sports Talk, man. Like that guy is always good, man. Like especially with those breakdowns that he does, man. And if you haven't already checked it out, check out that Javon Dexter breakdown that he's done, man. It was really great tape. His
all 22s get me so hyped, Cole. I'll be sitting there looking at him and I have to calm myself down. I'm like, you know what? Come on now. Swifty's dope. He give me pumped. But I'm looking at these guys. They like superstars in my head. I'm like, nope, we got to come on back. That's not there. But when he's done with the all 22 breakdown, you really see the strengths of these players.
Right.
And it's more in depth then, He does showcase the weaknesses too, though. I guess.
Right, yeah.
It's not a one-sided thing. Like when he did the one on Yannick Ngakoue, he showed you the chop block move that he makes, but he also showed you his deficiencies in the run game and how some of that, even though he does have weaknesses in there, some of that can be a little bit overrated too. He will stuff the runner if the runner's coming his way, but he can't get caught up in the melee of the blocking or whatever. But yeah, Swifty does an outstanding job with those breakdowns. Does an outstanding job.
I agree.
He should get an Emmy.
Yeah. Get a YouTube Creator Content Award.
Yes,
I think he's. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. He is kind of better than TTNL. I mean, like some of their takes. I mean, I watched some of his breakdowns, and it's like some of the stuff he talks about, like with Philotoshin. I mean, it's kind of regurgitated. And it's like it's not as good as Swifty is. But
he's very in depth and he takes his time. He doesn't just rush through things. He doesn't just be
he does hours of this, hours.
Right. He doesn't just belabor one point, over and over and over again, like you said, regurgitating it. He doesn't just do that. He's gonna give you play-by-play, game-by-game type of breakdown of what he's seeing from this particular player. I love the one he did on Darnell Wright. I didn't know anything about this kid until I watched Swifty breaking it down on him, And so that caused me to dig deeper. And I'm like, you know what? This guy's really good. But I wasn't really sure what the Bears were getting initially. So I didn't watch Tennessee football, So
Yeah, TTN. No, they didn't like Darnell Wright. They were criticizing him about that. Yeah, I do remember that. They were saying, "Oh, Darnell Wright is not good." I think Darnell Wright is. I think he's the best tackle. He's definitely the best tackle coming out of this class, in my opinion.
Definitely. Yes, sir. Yeah.
But anyway,
so give me a prediction, Coach, before we get out of here, man. Give me a prediction on the final score. Week 1, Green Bay versus the Bears.
Oh,
I take.
Okay. I think it could be a blowout. I don't know. I don't know about you, man, but with the way things are going, I mean, I can see the Bears winning like 34-17. Like a
34-17. That's pretty strong. The only reason that I wouldn't necessarily agree with a blowout is because I do see that the Green Bay Packers do have the rest of their team still intact. It's not it wasn't a lot of parts that moved around when Aaron Rodgers left. Aaron Rodgers had 13-14. Okay, Aaron. I didn't see a lot of pieces move around, and I know that defense is at a premium right now in Green Bay. They play a very sound level of defense, style of defense, bro. So I don't really see them getting lit up per se, but I don't see them scoring a lot on offense either. So I'll give the Bears maybe a 23-14 victory. I'm not going to say 30 plus necessarily, because I think they're gonna be concerned about us going over the top. They're going to take a lot of that away, or attempt to take a lot of that away, and it's going to cause us to play it closer to the vest. Play the offense closer to the vest. But I'm like Swifty, bro. It doesn't matter how we get there. Get the win. I don't care if it's 16-14, if it's 12-3 or whatever. 28-14. That's a pretty good one, Luca. I like that, bro. I like that. 28-14, not bad. But I'm saying 23-14.
23-14.
Yeah. I think we hold it down pretty stoutly.
I think the way I say my score is 34-17 is because, I mean, look at the new offense. They got rid of Mercedes Lewis, who was a good veteran. Like, they got rid of most of their veteran players, and you're playing with most of these guys who they're playing on their offense is like maybe at best second year or rookies, man. And I think Jordan Love, I feel like he's definitely going to struggle this game. And I can see our defense getting like a couple takeaways from this game. And our defense is going to like really give our offense, make it much more easier on our offense to score more points. That's why I'm giving it a 34-17 score.
Yeah. I think when you look at the rookies for the Green Bay Packers, I will say this. Green Bay's pretty good at drafting, bro.
Yep, and their O-line is getting older too.
So the guys, the O-line is getting older. The guys that they brought in, though, I think are plug-and-play pieces. Like Luke Musgrave, I think that guy's going to be a very good talent for them at the tight end position. Luke Van Esk, whatever his name is, that guy's going to be a bull rushing pass rusher coming off the edge for them. I think these are immediate impact players. The key factor for me is what you alluded to is going to be Jordan Love. How quickly can Jordan Love catch up to the rest of this team? Because the rest of the team is still in place. They still have their running game intact. They still got their secondary intact. They still got their big boy Kenny Clark in the middle. They still got Rashard Gary, their pass rusher. They still got these pieces still in place. And the pieces that they lost, they did a nice job of replacing some of those pieces. Robert Tunyon's gone. You got Luke Musgrave in his edge. So it just depends to me how well he can figure it out, how soon he can figure it out. Can he catch up to speed? Christian Watson is a lethal threat going down the field. We got a glimpse of him last year, and I last game against him here in Soldier Field last year. Romeo Dobbs, a great possession receiver, or has a potential to be a great possession receiver. With good hands, he runs precise routes. He doesn't drop many balls. I don't know if I've seen this kid drop a ball or two. There are pieces that they got in place. It's all on Jordan Love, though, to me. Everything is predicated on how well he comes along, how quickly he catches up. Because defenses are going to test him. They're going to test him. They're going to push him. They're going to get in his face. He's going to get blitzed. He's going to get disrupted. Can he handle the pressure? And how well can he throw under the pressure? All of that's going to be key, bro. All that's going to be key. I think that's where we get them. You know, I think it's going to be a lot of pressure in his face. It's going to be all game, and he's going to be hard pressed to be able to handle this week one in his very first NFL game. And I expect some nerves to come out of him because, you know, this is not like backing up Aaron Rodgers where, you know, okay, I don't have any pressure on me. Nobody's expecting anything.
He's going to have some growing pains for sure.
Right. You got to come out here. You're going to take these lumps, and you're going to have to show that you can handle this. You're going to have to show that you can handle this. You know, I had a Packers fan texting me saying, nowhere. Bears are going nowhere. He said, that season is over. Okay. He must not have looked in the mirror lately.
Hey, we're keeping all these receipts for sure. Hey, bring it on. We're keeping all these receipts. Let them keep coming.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Start winning. We're gonna keep that same energy, man. Keep that same energy.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm giving us 23-14 game one. You know, we got to see some rust somewhere, and I think if we're going to see it anywhere, probably going to be game one against Green Bay. Bro.
All right, we're going to look at some of these comment section. This guy says Jordan Love is slightly above Trey Lance in my book.
Slightly. I agree with that, Luke. I agree with that, bro. Very slightly.
No more Allen Lazard.
Yeah, Allen Lazard was a big receiver going down that field, bro. It's a big receiver going down that field. What are your overall takes from the game Saturday, Coach? Or was there anything you could take from that, or was that just too easy for us?
Well, my overall take from the game is that is like I said, it's the depth, definitely the depth, because I mean, going into training camp, especially with Nate Davis, with him signing that 3-year contract that we gave him for 3 years, $30 million. He was supposed to be one of the vital pieces in order for Justin Fields to take that next step to his growth as potentially being a franchise quarterback. And the fact that they had Jatari Carter, come in and just plug and play, the way he was just filling in for Nate Davis, I mean, it's just going to show you, that not only is the starters going to be buying in, but a lot of the players on our depth are definitely going to be buying in. So in case something happens to our starters, the next man up, whoever the next man up is going to be, they're going to be ready. And so my key takeaways is definitely the depth. Of course, with us, people are going to be talking about DJ Moore, Justin Fields. I get it, but the biggest thing for me was our depth because. Like I said, what if something happens to one of these players? You always got to think of the inevitable. Injuries is going to happen. You want to make sure every guy is going to get in there, do their part, so this team can succeed. So,
okay. I think if anything, we got a potential glimpse of how explosive this team can be offensively, even in that short amount of time. We got a potential grasp on that. I just want to see us, and we'll get that question in 1 second. I just want to see us carry this drive, this motivation, this buying into, the Eberflus his philosophy and this system. I want to see us carry that into every single game this year. I want to see anybody take down off of that.
And if we get deep into the playoffs, we got to keep that on like that intensity to like 10 times like a higher level.
Absolutely. I want us to come with that same mindset and don't change a thing, because it's showing that if our players buy into it, if we buy into it as a team, bro, we can execute and we can be successful with this. We can be successful with this. Go ahead, bro.
So he said, I have a question for you guys. When and why did you become a Bears fan? Did you want to go first?
Oh, sure. When did I become a Bears fan? I've pretty much been a Bears fan since birth. I'm born and bred here in Chicago. The Bears are all that I know. I'm going to date myself here. I became a Bears fan like in the mid to late 70s. So I'm dating myself there. Yeah, a little older than
Walter Payton.
Walter Payton, right? Walter Payton was my first favorite Chicago Bear player. I got into him. I remember the days of Bob Avellini and Vince Evans, and these are guys you guys know nothing about as Bears fans. And so I've been a Bears fan since like the mid '70s, so as far as I can remember. Why did I become a Bears fan? Because they were my team. This is my home. This is what I know. This is what I love, and I love the fight and the physicality that I saw in players like Walter Payton. He set the bar for me really high, bro, in terms of standard of what I expected from players, and that was across all sports. It started with the Bears, but it was across all sports because I saw Walter on god awful, atrocious teams, and this guy just kept on playing like he was playing for the Super Bowl every single snap, every time he touched the ball. He had he had defenses that were 7, 8, 9 all on his head. And this guy was still dragging them along, trying to get the extra yard, going the extra mile. And I fell in love with that type of never give up, edge that Walter brought to the Bears organization. That I've been a Bears fan ever since.
Yeah, so with me, I became a fan. Well, I really became a fan like in the early 2000s, specifically, of course, that 2001 Chicago Bears season. My brother, he got me into it because he was a big Bears fan, and
Jim Miller was here, bro?
Who?
Jim Miller, was he our quarterback then?
Yeah, Jim Miller. Jim Miller was our quarterback that time. Yeah, and that team, was loaded. We had Tank Johnson. We had Keith Traylor. I remember who we had. A-Train.
Baby Buddha. We had Keith
Thomas. Anthony Thomas, bro. And of course, Mike Brown, bro. Mike Brown, remember those back-to-back game-winning interceptions against the Browns and the 49ers. I remember that game like yesterday, bro. I remember it like it was yesterday, bro. And so, that really just sparked my interest from that season. I think that season went like 13 games. And it was a really good season. And just from there, man, like I just love the Bears. I love Brian Urlacher. Jerry Azuma, I liked him too, but at the same time, it was also a blessing in disguise after he left because we also got Devin Hester.
Azuma was great, man.
He was good though. He was good in the kick returns. He was good, but at the same time, I'm like, who am I picking, Devin Hester or Jerry Azuma? So, I can't be mad at that.
Hey, I got a guy, Cope, that most Bears fans wouldn't remember, bro, but you probably would. Do you remember the ultra-back, Raymond Harris, bro? We had a fullback named Raymond Harris. He wore number 29 for the Bears. They called him the ultra-back. This guy was outstanding as a blocker in front of, I want to say he was blocking in front of the A-Train, Anthony Thomas. He's not running back. But Raymond Harris could run the ball like a running back. He had great hands in receiving.
He would bring the heat every game. Like he would bring the heat every single day. Yeah.
That guy was phenomenal, bro. Raymond Harris, man. But a lot of Bears fans don't remember that guy. The ultra back, man. Bruising brother, man. Playing fullback, which was rare to me. I never saw too many brothers playing fullback that was bruising and had great hands and could run the ball well and all that there. Yeah,
he was sleeping on these fullbacks, man. I can't tell how much Kari blasting game, how much he's been so vital for this team, especially last year with our running game. Without him, I don't think we would have, to be honest, we would have the number one a rushing offense last year.
Yeah, definitely.
He was definitely a big part of it, especially when it came to the blocking. Like he was definitely a big part of it.
You remember
Mike fullbacks are very underrated.
yeah. Raymond Harris, I think he came along during the era of Mike Allstott, when Mike Allstott was a dominating running fullback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, bro. Mike Allstott was just huge. Oh my God, that dude was no neck, bro. He didn't have any neck. It's just all muscle. And that guy was a bruiser, man. Comes out of Illinois. Incidentally, bro. But man. A lot of Bears fans. This is why I question what we're calling Bears fans today. Because I can remember players that these guys never remember, man. I don't know anything about that.
I know you know all the
bro. I deep into my team. Like the team that you're talking about, I was trying to figure, but but I discovered in my mind that he was not there. I was wondering if Adewale Ogunniyi was on that team.
Oh, Adewale, yeah, when we got him in free agency. Yep.
Yeah, but he wasn't there. We got him from Miami. Yeah, he was on that 2006 team when we went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I think he was also in 05 too, wasn't he?
Yeah. He came like a year before we went to the Super Bowl. Yeah.
It wasn't until after we hired Lovey, after the 04 season we got him in free agency.
Yeah. Did the 06 Bears win the Super Bowl if we didn't go to Prevent D? Absolutely, Eric. And I completely blame Lovey Smith for that, bro. I completely blame him for that.
I agree.
You'd open up. He
was holding back. Who's the defensive coordinator?
Ron Rivera.
Yeah, Ron Rivera. He was holding him back.
Coordinator. Yeah, Ron Rivera, and he, from what I understand, and this is, I don't know if this is hearsay or what, but they got into a big altercation at halftime about him wanting to play all of this. Lovie Smith wanted him to play all of this prevent defense on 3rd and long when our defense was getting after it, bro. Chris Harris intercepted Peyton Manning. Brian, Mike Brown and Brian Urlacher and Lance Briggs flying around out there, bro.
Flying around, yeah.
Everywhere, man. And you call off the dogs because it's 3rd and 12 and you're afraid of Peyton Manning beating you 20 yards over the top. No, you don't call off the dogs right there. You make him beat you. That's what you do. Peanut Tillman and that secondary were playing great, man. What was that? Nathan Vasher and those guys, they were playing outstanding back there, bro. You didn't need to do that. So, yeah, I heard that they got into a big riff, and for all intents and purposes, Ron Rivera got fired at halftime of the game, from what I heard.
He's a sorry to open up that wound.
Hey, bro, it definitely.
The opening drive, oh, my God. I remember that, man.
Devin Hester, bro, with this opening.
I thought we were going to win that.
Yeah, that set the tone. And then right behind that, Chris Harris intercepted Peyton Manning. We were set up for it, bro. We were set up for greatness in that game, bro. But
the thing I was so mad is that why didn't he just give the ball to Thomas Jones too? Thomas Jones was having a good game. Like their run defense cannot stop us.
Thomas Jones had a huge 80-yard run in that game.
Right.
Off the gut, off the left side.
Off the gut.
Oh my God. There's no reason for us to lose that game, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. There was no reason for us to lose that game, even with Rex Grossman at the helm. Rex Grossman really didn't play that bad in that game, bro. He did not play bad at all, man. The ball just got wet because the rain kept coming, and I don't know what kind of officiating crew they had out there, but how do you keep putting wet balls on the field during the Super Bowl, bro? How do you do that, man? You just had like 200 balls sitting there ready to go, just in case, bro. You get 15 balls. That's all they have for the game, and all of them were wet.
He said,
Chuck, if you know so many players, do you know who Mike Pyle is? Can't say I know right offhand, Luca. What position did he play? And what year? What year did he play too? I can't say that I know that guy. I'll tell you this, Luca. I know all of the key guys that were playing for the Bears, man. The key components. Not going to say everybody that's ever donned the Bears uniform. I know them right off the top of my head, but I know all the key players, bro. I know all the
he played a long time.
He played for a long time?
Yeah, he played in the 60s.
Oh, well. If we going back to the 60s, bro. Oh, that's before my era, bro. I know Dick Buckus. I know Mike Dicker.
Yeah.
I know
Kansas City Comet too. Gail Sayers.
I know Gail Sayers. I can give you those guys. And after that,
nah.
Anything in the 60s beyond the popular.
Unless you're like a Chicago Bears like history buff, like
right.
Just like
Luca, I'm a 70s on up guy. That's me, bro. I'm a 70s on up guy.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Grandfather. Okay. He played center in the early 60s. He was the captain when they won the championship in 63. All right, Luca. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. If he's still alive, bro, let him know. I said we appreciate him and congratulations on that.
He's a family friend. Oh, hey, if you could get Mike Ditka to come on my channel, bro. Oh my God, that would be so great.
Cove, I got to show you a picture one of these days that I actually took with the coach. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I got a chance to meet him, bro. In Jewel of all places. I met him in the grocery store, bro.
For sure, man, for sure. That's interesting. I mean, that's great, man, Luka, and that's what I like about the Chicago Bears team, man. Like the rich history of this team, man. It's like
we're a family.
It's like we're all a family, man. It could bring a community together, you know, with this rich history. I mean, the fact that it's the charter franchise, it started the NFL, man. It literally started the NFL.
Yes,
if it wasn't for the Chicago Bears, there wouldn't be no NFL. The Chicago Bears is the embodiment of the NFL. So,
if I'm not mistaken, it was actually Papa Bear Hollis and one other owner. I can't think of the other guy's name. They actually started the league, the NFL.
Yeah, that's true.
Bro. Yeah. It was he started with the 2 teams and he brought others in, bro. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. That's good to know, Luka. Yeah, I hope your grandfather's still with us, bro.
Wasted with my grandfather.
Nice. You should send that to KO Sports. That'd be nice.
Man.
You got some evidence against the coach. You can hold
Anyways, guys, man, I'd like to thank all y'all for coming, man. I'd like to thank my special guest Swifty for coming and gracing us with this present. I'd like to thank Luka, Eric, Don Burr. Even though you might be a troll, you're still on my channel, so that probably much counts for something.
Respect.
And all the Bears fans out there, thank you, Torian, for coming, and salute to you, Kasim Baker. I saw your link, so salute to you, Kasim Baker.
Yes, sir.
But man, guys, thank y'all for coming, and as always, guys, like we said, Chicago up, Bear down.
Let's go. Right, let's go.
That's why I'm trying to make a better way. Whole new crib in a better place. Get my people out the hood, we'll see better days. Tell a fan sorry, y'all let them wait. Shit up there like